Today, Anglo American Platinum has dedicated a day to asset management. We have incorporated a multidisciplinary audience, production, engineering, as well as support services, and we have presented to them the key areas of asset management which underpins our strategy. We were joined by our Group Head of Asset Strategy and Reliability, Mr. Andrew Markson.
In all my career, this is the first time I've ever seen all of the executive of a commodity actually support asset management. The first time, and I've worked for most of the big houses in mining. So that in itself is something Platinum should feel, something special, because it takes a lot to actually get our executives in a lot of companies to recognise the importance of asset management. If I touch on another point, my career, I've seen lots of great things happen in maintenance, mining, processing, smelting and all those areas. But the one thing that is critically important is the leadership. If I look at leadership, what changes organisations is the leadership, what changes sites is the leadership. It is through your leadership, your dedication and your commitment to be the coach and mentor of your people that changes the operation, nothing else. You would have seen up there our vision really to be industry leaders in plant and equipment life cycle performance. If you think around that, industry, big thing, plant and equipment, we got lots of it. Life cycle, it is about the life cycle. Some life cycles might be 5 years, some might be 50 years, so they all vary. We need to understand that life cycle, and more importantly, we need to understand what is the performance we expect from our plant and equipment, and how do we deliver to that. And when I mean performance, I'm talking safety performance, I'm talking around the actual physical performance, our cost performance. So when you look at that performance world, we've got to be very clear of what those assets should be doing in a holistic sense, not often how we go, it's availability, reliability, or availability belongs to mining or processing, reliability belongs to maintenance or utilisation. So often we badge things and say, that department owns that. In actual fact, it's an integration, because we can impact utilisation in maintenance just as much as mining and processing impact us in availability in that context, or reliability. So it's about understanding those things and having those conversations and jointly delivering it.
Our Executive Head Technical, Mr. Gordon Smith, was also present and gave us an overview of the asset management strategy of the company.
But really the core messages which you would need to take back to your teams is that this whole aspect of asset management is something which really is to be played by all departments. It's not just simply asset strategy and reliability, engineering, asset management role. It's actually something which needs to be pursued across all departments on all the sites. And then the last point, which we've come up on a lot of engagements with different individuals in the company across the different sites, is to say, well, is this something which is different to the operating model? Is it in conflict with the operating model? Is it in competition? It's actually an integral part of the overall operating model philosophy and the rollout of OM. So safety, asset management, OM, all align, roll and integrate into one continuous journey that we're on. And importantly, this journey message must be understood. We can't expect to get 100% success across all aspects at the same time. It is a journey. You need to focus, and Willie, I know you've been looking at that from your asset management perspective, on the areas where we can get the best return as quickly as possible for the organisation. So it's a journey across many aspects of our organisation, but it's important to prioritise along that route as well.
Now, all I'd like to share with you is the role that asset management actually played on the Amandelbult journey. Like many of you have known, Amandelbult has been on a journey of recovery, but I'd like to talk a bit about the engineering and its assets. I think on Amandelbult we have had numerous engineering related incidents. I think in the mining industry, many of those things were typically called by the production people engineering stuff-ups. Now certainly here on Amandelbult we had many of those. And I think when you're in a crisis mode, people tend to fight fires, and we never come to actually execute the importance of having a proper asset strategy. And I think it took a lot of sweat and a lot of taking people together. And I think if you now look at Amandelbult, they probably are leading in an area of asset management. We've seen fantastic results. I can just think of an incident yesterday already where typically we would have lost a winder motor, but the plant maintenance, the preventative side of things really kicked in. And again, we've picked up something long before we actually led to a major loss. So I'm extremely proud of the team. I think what we've seen from this team is that really they can see the fruit of this particular strategy. And I think the excitement and the way that the actual production managers and engineers have come together and really embraced this strategy and this journey is certainly have brought about remarkable results.
We ended off the day with a site visit to one of the most problematic critical assets that we have on the Amandelbult complex, the number 8 compressor. It is a compressor that forms the baseline supply of all compressed air that is consumed on the Amandelbult complex, and reliability incidents on this installation has dire effects on production. We could demonstrate that through applying sound maintenance principles, condition-based monitoring, preventative maintenance, and no repeat closeouts on the incidents on this compressor, we have moved it from being a problematic asset to an asset that we can be proud of.
The closeout here at the number 8 compressor station was really impressive. This is an area where in the past we've had major problems. It is a compressor station which supplies the majority of baseload air across the production area. This compressor now is running at over 95% availability, and the team has adopted and is deploying many of the great opportunities that we have in asset management across this complex, and I'm seeing results. Fantastic improvement. The site is clean, the team is motivated, and the asset management principles are being deployed. Thank you.